then give it a whirl. Let's see. Ooh, water breaking. You guys see that? So, water breaking. So, when you are pregnant, baby lives in a fluid-filled sac, which is the amniotic sac. Actually, let me grab my baby sac. So, baby is inside a fluid-filled sac, and just like this one. And when the water breaks, the actually technical term for it is rupturing membranes. So your membranes can rupture at any time. They can, it's not like the movies. The movies always have it wrong, and TV has it wrong, where water breaks at the beginning of labor. Usually you're at the grocery store or something, and there's a huge gush. It really doesn't happen like that. Sometimes it might happen like that. But generally, the majority of people in labor see their water break well into labor, not at the beginning. Though it can break anytime between before labor starts to, on very rare occasions, a baby can be born inside the amniotic sac, which is called being born in caul, E-N-C-A-U-L, in caul. So, water breaking. So the baby is inside the uterus, we have a placenta, and inside that is the amniotic sac. When the water breaks, sometimes it can be a gush, a large quantity at once. So then it's very clear that your water breaks if you see a big gush. Though sometimes it can be a trickle. So if you can imagine the amniotic sac kind of like a balloon inside your uterus, if there is a high leak, like maybe up here is where the sac broke, we might see more of a trickle. And if the baby's head is really low in the pelvis, then sometimes the baby's head can kind of cork the fluid, the amniotic fluid, from coming out. And so you might see an on-off kind of trickle. Other things to note about your water breaking is the amniotic sac is a protective component, keeping the baby protected from bacteria. And so when your water breaks, it's really important to contact your healthcare provider and let them know. And they're going to ask for a few things. And you can remember them if you remember the word coat. So C is for color. What is the color of the amniotic fluid that came out? And if it should be a clear color, it might be kind of mucousy. What can be concerning and definitely notable to let your care provider know is if you see any kind of brownish or greenish color to the amniotic fluid. It might mean that your baby has had their first bowel movement inside the womb, and that is in the amniotic fluid. And sometimes that can mean that the baby has been stressed or is stressed, and so it's definitely important to tell your care provider. So you want to note the color. You want to note if there's any kind of odor, so that's the O of coat. So is there a smell? It really shouldn't smell like anything. So, and concerning would be a strong bad smell. And then now if, it broke while you're sitting on the toilet, you might not notice the smell, which is okay. We understand. The A of coat is the amount. So, was it, maybe just a few drops or like a tablespoon? Is it a cup? How much came out? And then the time. So when did that happen? So try to make a note if you got up in the middle of the night, your water broke, look at the time, see what it is, and contact your care provider and let them know. So because the amniotic sac is a protection around the baby, the water breaking definitely means that labor is going to happen. And it depends on your care provider of how long they really feel comfortable letting that go before any kind of contractions are maintained and established, if your water breaks before labor starts, or during labor as well. So generally you are, monitored, and care providers might require that you come in to your birthing location, to your hospital, to your birth center to get checked, to be admitted. It really depends on the care provider and their comfort and how they practice as far as what to do when the water breaks. But a couple other things that come to mind, questions that people have with water breaking, if whether or not it's okay to get in a tub. And it is okay to get in a tub even after your water breaks. But what you don't want to do is to put anything inside your vagina once your water breaks. So you're not going to want to put a tampon, you don't need to have sex, nothing inside. Because what happens is, that protective layer is gone for the baby. And so there's more risk of infection. So we want to reduce risk of infection, and one way to reduce risk, a really big way, is not to put anything inside. So generally, providers usually try to limit vaginal exams after water has broken, after, again, that technical term is rupture of membranes, after that has happened. So limiting vaginal exams, not putting anything inside your vagina, and making note of whether your water broke or not. And then the other thing just to remember is that, or to know about water breaking, that I think sometimes surprises people, is that it's continuous. Like the fluid flow keeps going. So it's not like, even if you have a big gush at first, your body will still be generating fluid. And so you will be leaking really throughout labor. So it's not uncommon to even see little gushes when we have a contraction. If you can imagine that water balloon inside your uterus and it's squeezed, well, makes sense during a contraction that you see a gush. So once you have confirmed that your water has broken, you might want to wear a pad and just be ready to catch the fluid, or have some towels handy so that you know that everything is caught. And I always tell, as a doula, I tell my clients that if you are, getting in the car to head to the hospital, you might want to throw a towel in there as well into the car, just in case your water breaks while you are in the car, especially if you have a long car ride. It can't hurt. So water breaking is not like the movies. It's usually well into labor. And it is definitely not, it usually does not surprise you while you were at the grocery store, which is, that classic idea that I think all of us get in our heads from the movies. So if you have any questions about rupture of membranes, water breaking, put them in the comments. Let me know. I'm happy to answer those. Thanks for joining me for another spin of the big wheel of birth. In the comments below, you'll find a link to our online course, which is supporting her. So if you need more tips, especially for partners, this is an online course for partners. Check that out. There's also more videos if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can find all of the daily spins. So thanks again for joining, and talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.